Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Eclectic Knitter Podcast. My name is Raylene. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Kamana Knits. It's been a while, like 2 months, and I've been sick for the last 2 weeks with a cough, cold, fun, which is why I'm a little sniffly and coughy, and my voice sounds funny. So it's been 2 months. It is Sunday, May 26th, 2019. I'm getting a lot of glare from my glasses, and for that I will decrease. Maybe that'll help. All right. Yeah. Hi. I'm not very good at this. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. If you are new, thanks for trying it out, and I do hope you return, although podcasts are not on a set schedule right now. I've been meaning to record this for probably a month. I think I'm going to start small and try to aim for once a month. Try. So, yeah. Because it's been a while, I have quite a bit to share. I will start with finished knits, which is what I'm wearing. I am wearing the Broadview. No. I don't even know what it's called. What is it called? Broad something. Broad. That's not what I want. Breakwater. Didn't even have the right word. This pattern is by Cecily, Glowick, MacDonald. It's a fingering weight. I knit mine out of Brooklyn Loft in the Thistle colorway. I knit the 53-inch size and did no modifications. I have not even measured what my blocked gauge came out to, so I don't know if I was even close to on gauge. It is an elbow length sleeve. It is cropped. I'm set up so that I can't really move, but it comes to about my natural waist, usually where my pants sit if I'm wearing regular waisted pants. I am hoping to wear this over dresses and stuff, dresses and leggings come winter. But I haven't. This is like the first time I've worn it. It's actually cool enough outside today. It's only +8 Celsius. And it's been raining, so it's damp and cold and kind of bleh. So that's why I'm wearing it. And also because I wanted to show it. Last time I recorded, I think I had just cast on. So it was a fairly quick knit despite being fingering weight. You're only doing, I think, 10 inches of body before you're doing the ribbing at the bottom. So I did go down a needle size. The original, I think I went down 2 needle sizes. Original pattern calls for fingering weight done on 7s. I did this on 5s, US 5s. Or did I do it on 6s? I may have done it on 6s, US 6s. That's a 4.0 millimeter. And then I went down to a 4, so 3.5, 3 millimeter? I don't know. I don't remember. I finished this almost a month ago. It took me almost exactly a month to do it from start to finish, so that's why I don't really remember. The other thing I finished is I finished a pair of my Waiting for Winter mittens. These ones are for my sister-in-law, so all I had left to do was the linings, which are done. They are not washed or blocked. And that still feels kind of funky at the end there. Oh well. The ones that I did one of the coal ones already, and those ones I already gave to my brother as his birthmas present because his birthday was the beginning of May. My sister-in-law's birthday is now in June, so I'm going to give these to her then as a birthmas present. So they are done. They just need to be washed and laid flat to dry, and hopefully they will work well for her. My brother thought that his fit very well. Sorry for the sniffles. So yeah, I'm glad another pair of those are done. I still have 2 more to line, and I'm dreading it. I'm so tired of knitting mittens. I've only done 4 shells and 2 sets of linings, and I'm done. that is all for, can't remember if I finished, I did finish a pair of socks, but I can't remember if I showed them on the podcast last time. No, I wouldn't have. I don't have them here with me. They're in my sock basket. They've already been worn and washed once. So in November, I knit tubes, well, socks without heels, because they're self-striping. They're Nomadic Yarns Brit sock in the Such Great Heights colorway. And Brit sock is a 2-ply BFL nylon 80/20 blend. So I had knit the foot. They were ready for afterthought heels because I always do afterthought heels on self-striping. And I've been watching the Corner of Craft podcast, or I had been watching it from the beginning, and she talks a lot about the New Depths heel, and then she had done a heel by Sock Architecture because she has really high arches, or a high instep, whatever. And so I bought the PDF copy of Sock Architecture, and I used one of the heels in there, which is a thumb joint heel. So you knit in the round until the depth is from here to the first joint of your thumb, and then you do like hat decreases basically. So it creates like a cup almost for your heel to go into. Because I have noticed that when I do a regular afterthought heel, the stitches pull quite a bit along the bend of my foot, which is the arch. So I tried this and they seem to work pretty well. So I'm going to be trying a couple different sock heels because I just want my socks to fit a little bit better. And I have gone back down to using a size 0, a US 2.0 millimeter needle for all my socks. I had gone up to a 1, but they're too loose a lot of the time, I'm finding. So those are all my knitted finish objects, although I did not have the last ones to show you. Oh, I also knit an antler hat. Talking about things that I finished that I don't have to show you. I finished an antler hat. Pattern's by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I used the Plucky Knitter Snug Worsted, which is I think merino. It's a 70% merino, 20% cashmere, 10% alpaca worsted weight. It's actually a 12-ply. It's a cable ply. So there's 6 tiny little 2-plies that are then plied together. It's a really interesting yarn construction, and the yarn, it almost doesn't feel overly soft, but as you work with it, you start to feel, oh yeah, this is pretty soft. I don't know. It was for a guy I'm kind of dating. It was his birthday. So I knit that in a week, and it's already gone, long gone. So that is all the knitting that I've completed, the finished objects. Next, I have some spinning finish objects. So the first is this. This is a 2-ply. The fiber was BFL. This is Hello Yarn Club colorway in the moon color. The owner of Hello Yarns was actually spinning this at the same time, but she broke the bat or the fiber down into like a gradient and made little Rolags out of it and then spun it as a single. I did not have that option, so I just did it as a 2-ply, which turned out really nice. I don't remember how much yardage I got. I think I got 400 yards. But let's see. I have it in my Ravelry page. Yeah, I got 400 yards of a 2-ply. It did poof a little bit, and there are definitely sections that are thicker than others, but I really enjoyed spinning this. I really enjoy spinning a lot of things. I'm not very good at making skeins either, although I guess practice makes perfect, so eventually they'll be better than what they are now, right? That's what that means. So yeah, that's done. I have no plans for any of my spinning. The next thing is kind of a janky looking, this is also a 2-ply. This was from a Batt. I think the main wool in this was Gotland, and I don't know the breakdown of it, and this isn't even nearly the full Batt. So I tried to break it in half and spin it as a 2-ply, and I tried to practice more of a supported long draw woolen method because it was a very woolen prep. This has not been washed, but it's just been plied. It is incredibly uneven. There's like less than 50 yards in here. It's just like a practice skein. I don't know. I'm not going to use it for anything because I don't really like it. But I was practicing, and I think it's very, the Gotland, I guess. Gotland is a really long wool. So even though it is spun woolen, there are sections of it that have quite a bit of shine, luster to it. So I don't know. Anyway, the last spinning finish object I have for you is still kind of wet. This is a 3-ply. This was Rolags from Fellview Fibres. These were the Deadly Beauty Rolags. They were merino. No, I don't even know. Let me look. I'm not very well prepared today, as you can obviously tell. The Deadly Beauty Rolags were silk, wool, bombex, or mulberry silk, wool, and tussa silk. Merino wool. I had 4 ounces of them. I got 200 yards of a 2-ply, or 3-ply, sorry. And it's still wet. I really put a lot of ply twist into this, almost unintentionally. So it's, even though it's like it's having a lot of curly cues in it, and I'm trying to still like straighten it out and distribute the twist because it is still kind of wet, but I don't think I'm going to be successful quite in that. And because of that, I may knit socks out of this because I have been watching the Woolen Spinning podcast, which is Sarah, I think, out of Langley, BC. And I lived pretty close to Langley for 2 years. And she talks about somebody did a master spinner thesis on, she spun and knit a bunch of socks out of hand spun and then gave them to oil workers up in the oil fields in northern Alberta to test them out to see durability. And the ones that had the most durability was a non-superwash wool silk blend that was spun into a 3-ply and twisted so, like plied so tightly that it was almost like uncomfortable to knit with. It felt so awful kind of thing. Those ones apparently lasted the best. So I might just knit this into socks, but I only have 200 yards, so I don't know. We'll see. Next is works in progress. I have, the first work in progress I have is a pair of socks. I am knitting these out of a sock blank. The first sock is done. They have a fish lips kiss heel. I had already done this first sock and first heel by the time I realized I wanted to try out different heels. The sock blank is from Gail's Art. It was Experiment 133B or something, so I think it's a one of a kind. This is the remaining blank that I have. That's actually a really good representation of how it was. So it was these swirls and then this stamped pattern. So as you can, I knit the leg of this one super long, like the leg and the foot are the same length, which I don't normally do. I'm usually very much in a hurry kind of to get them done, but I was knitting them at work and didn't want to stop to do a heel, so I just kind of kept knitting, and then I decided to still do a heel instead of doing an afterthought heel. So I had to match that on the second one, which was actually not too bad. So I've done the leg of the second one and the heel, and I am working my way down the foot. I have had these in my purse to work on at work, but I don't always knit during my lunch. So I have kind of been working on them at home just to get them done a little bit faster, but yeah. Next I will talk about, oh, why did my phone fall down there? All right, well, who knows why my phone fell down there. This is my Vertices Unite, no, Textures Unite. I don't know, it's a mashup of Vertices Unite and Textures Unite by Stephen West. I'm still not 100% happy with the yarn color combination I am using, and I am still tempted to rip it out. So there's that. Let's see if I can figure out. All right, so this is my section 1. Section 1 uses 2 colorways striped together. I used, this is Lavender Loon. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Alright, that's not annoying at all. Okay. This is my color 2. This is Lavender Loon in her Merino Singles in Neptune Sky. And then this is my color 1. Which is La Bien-Aimée Merino Singles in Peach Pom Pom. And then color 3 is Madeline Tosh Merino Light in some colorway that I can't remember off the top of my head. That's the Woolen Vine. That's the Moonstone Dye Works. Do I even have the Madeline Tosh tag in here? I don't know. Maybe not. My goodness. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Undergrowth. Really? No, this isn't undergrowth. This can't be undergrowth. Undergrowth is that green one that I ended up not using. So this is Madeline Tosh in some unknown colorway. Oh, let's see if I have it on my project page. Ugh. I do not. I do not have it on my project page. Why do I not have it on my project page? I feel like it's a Stranger Things colorway. Maybe it's not, but that is the feeling that I get. Real Friends Don't Lie, I think. That's my instinct on this. I'm going to try to find it because my stash is on Ravelry. So I'm just going to keep talking while I try to find what I am looking for, you know? And part of my issue with this, I'll show you once I pull it up, is that I don't really like, I feel like this is too dark. Now, it doesn't really match either color, A or B. It does one of the other colors, like the 4th color. Yeah, this is Real Friends Don't Lie. Okay. It doesn't match the first 2 colors, but the 3rd and the 4th color go really well together. So this is the 4th color. This is the Woolen Vine Yarns in her Merino Singles base in the Enjoy the Silence colorway. And you can see that these 2, this has the same purples that are in here. So these 2 kind of go together, and these 2 go together. But I don't know if these 4 go together. And then my Fifth color, which I'm currently using. This is also Wool and Vine Yarns. This is her Volca base, and it's in the colorway Dragon Tears. And then the last color is Nox Yarns Venus Sock, which is a MCN as well as the Volca, in Demimond, which is this mauvey kind of color. So, sorry for shaking the camera. So this is my section 1. And then it goes into section 2, which has C and D. And I don't know if I like that contrast. I'm still trying to decide. And the funny thing about still trying to decide is that I've already knit section 4. And I am closer to being done than not done with section 5, kind of. Or section 3, which is this section down here, where I'm striping the Dragon Tears and the Demimond. But I don't know if this goes. I just don't know. I feel like this section is still too gray. And I've used like 6 different colors for this section before settling on this, and I'm still not 100% happy with it. I think my biggest issue is that I feel like Real Friends Don't Lie is too dark. The dark color in this section is too dark for what I'm going for. But in order to fix that, I have to basically rip back everything but section 1 and reknit everything. I'm not sure I'm that invested. So progress is slow on this because I can't decide if I'm going to rip it back and start over or just keep going and be done with it, kind of thing. So that's where I'm at on that. I don't know. Any recommendations or suggestions or ideas would be appreciated, but are not required, of course. The last thing that I'm working on is another sweater. I've jumped onto the Soldotna Crop bandwagon, and I am this far done. I am not doing the fleece stitches on the body because I'm using a really speckled yarn for my color 2, which is the main body color, and I didn't want to take away from the beautiful speckling of this color, so I didn't. What I'm using is color 1, so the ribbing color is actually Miss Bab's Yowza in the Rare Bird colorway. Colorway 2, which is my main body color, which is this purpley speckly one, is Madelinetosh Farm Twist in the Beautiful Liar color. The white, well, it's a speckled white, is Madelinetosh Farm Twist in Soot. And then the deep purple is Sweet Georgia Yarns Superwash Worsted in the Grape Jelly color. So for that one, I'm using leftovers. I knit my niece mittens and a hat in it. And although it is a worsted weight, Farm Twist is a very chunky DK weight, and so it worked out fine. The Yowza is probably actually the thinnest yarn in here. But yeah, so as you can see, I am done the color work. I have split off for the sleeves, and I'm about 18 rows past the sleeves. And because I'm not doing the color work on the body, I'm going to knit 36 rounds, and then I'm going to do the ribbing. Now, I've just switched skeins to my second main color, and the skein that I switched to, although it is the same dye lot, it does not feel like it's knitting up as the same color. So I wound the third skein, which seems to, like, this one doesn't seem to have as many speckles as this one and the first skein that I used, even though it was a club colorway. I think it was a club colorway. And I'm gonna rip back the round and a half that I've done with this skein and add in this skein. I think this will go better with what's already knit. I'm not alternating because I'm a bad knitter. I'm not alternating because I didn't have the other two skeins with me when I started. And I just kind of assumed that because they were speckles, they would, and they were bought or purchased at the same time, even if they weren't a club colorway, they were purchased at the same time. Thought they would be more similar, but yeah, my voice is kind of going, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up quicker than I expected. I am using I think this is a Truffle Shuffle, who's no longer making stitch markers. A little unicorn, purple unicorn, which really matches with the whole purple theme I have going with this sweater. So it was nice to be able to pull like single skeins out of my stash, like, and use up. Another reason, to be honest, another reason why I didn't do the fleece stitches on the body, because I was concerned about running out of the Sweet Georgia grape jelly. I only had a 90-gram skein left, but I only used 40 grams for the color work here. So I totally probably could have gotten away with doing it, but I didn't weigh it until after I'd already started the body. And the soot, I used less than half a skein, and I had 2 skeins of that. And originally I was thinking of using the soot as the main colorway. So this has actually undergone several color variations. I was trying to find a different skein of Yowza to use, which is a really, really dark purple, but I couldn't find it. And then I was going to use the 2 purples in here and do the soot as the main color. And then I just decided that this was better. Some of my color work is really bunchy, like this last section of color work. It lays flat kind of if I stretch it out, but my floats weren't really long enough. I actually ended up ripping out like about 5 or 6 rows of it and trying again, because originally my Yowza floats were not long enough, and now I feel like my Farm Twist floats are not long enough. And I guess this is as good a time as any, because I've talked about Madeline Tosh quite a bit with the last 2 projects actually. I'm knitting with Madeline Tosh because I have a lot of it in my stash. And all of it was bought at least a year ago, 1 to 2 years ago, some more. I'm not currently purchasing from them. I expected better out of them. As far as the whole inclusivity and people of color, and their response was obviously extremely delayed, and was in response to a lot of anger, not proactive. It was reactive, not proactive. And that was maybe a bad, I don't want to say bad. I mean, it was a bad decision. It was, hi Cyrus. They could have made better choices. What do you think as a black dog? Buying from Madeline Tosh, will I ever buy from them again? I don't know. I'm not really at a place where I'm buying a lot of yarn right now. I have tons of it. I need to use up what I have because I have beautiful yarn. The Madeline Tosh yarn I have, I don't, I could destash it, but at the same time I need to use what I have, not buying yarn. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. But I will be, of course, knitting with it because I got to use what I have. Like I said, oh, I'm sorry for knocking the camera. It's a little precariously situated. Sorry for coughing. I'm gonna have to go. My throat is dying. A slow, painful death. So yeah, that's everything for me. I hope you are enjoying what you're knitting or spinning or whatever, and I will talk to you later. Bye.